অডিও অন হয়ে গেছে, একটু মিউট করে দেন। করছে মিউট।
অডিও তো আমার প্রবলেম না, সামহাউ আদার্স প্রবলেম?
আদার্স স্যার, ও ভুলে অডিও অন করে ফেলছে।
নাও ইটস ওকে।
জি স্যার।
ওকে, থ্যাংক ইউ। সামিয়া কথা বলছিল নাকি ফোনে?
না স্যার, আমি না স্যার।
তাহলে ক্লাসের মাঝে যে কথাটা বলে এদিক সেদিক, বিগ প্রবলেম। ওকে, সো নাও আমাদের অনেক স্লাইড আছে, আমি বলছি যে উই হ্যাভ মোর স্লাইডস আর হিয়ার, সো ট্রাই টু go fast. Okay, so now it is time to different types of dogs, they need different energy requirement. So you can see here different types of dogs. In case of adolescent pups, that means the pups which are more energetic and mature adult, and they need more energy compared to other adult, non-productive, advanced, pregnant bitch, lactating bitch, brewer pups. But compared to all, it takes more. No, lactating bitch 450. On the adolescent pups, the adult is 200. Factor influencing the food intake. So I am going to mention some points here. The which factors influence the food intake in case of dogs? Dog size. So it is number one. If dog size is large size, it need more energy, it takes more nutrients. So that's why it is another factor. Atmospheric temperature. Okay. If the temperature is very low, it takes more nutrients. Okay. And you see here, I am trying to show here, for each 10 degrees Celsius temperature, the energy requirement is increasing on the basis of 7.5% of the calorie. And the body metabolism, so different size of dogs, different ages of dogs, and different activity, it may be classified. So the suspended reproductive activity, if you do the castration, the animal or birds or dogs will be more docile and they need less energy compared to the non-castrated dogs. Category of the feeding dogs. In case of this one, we may classify it into 4 categories. Pre-weaning category, that depends up to 7 to 8 weeks. First category, weaning to 12 weeks of age, and second category 12 to 18 weeks, and third category 8 up to 18 weeks of age over. So here I mention about their category depending upon the rearing ages. Commercial food. So now available food is found in the market. So here I mention about the 3 types of food. Number 1, canned food. Number 2, soft moist food and dry food. So in the exam it is very important that the comparison among the canned food, soft moist food and dry food. So you can see here what's the differences. If you do storage the food for a long time, you must select the canned food. But on the other hand, dry food, it is storage capability is very low and it is very difficult to store compared to all of categories of food. And which one is expensive? You see, the expensive food is canned food, whereas the moisture percent is higher. Moisture percentage is higher. You see, cost is higher. And in terms of palatability, you see, the palatability is higher in canned food compared to soft or dry food. So here I have given the comparison among the different types of food. Anyway, supplementation of food. So we need to provide the supplementation. I mean different minerals, different vitamins, and different enzymes if you need, and if you feel that maybe it is different deficiency due to the enzymes, hormones, or calcium, or anything else, that you may add extra additives, extra supplementation. Okay. And common supplementation and risks. Raw egg, as I mentioned earlier about the raw egg, never be provided. But if you need to supply the egg, you must be it boiled. Cod liver or heat germ oil. If you add more oil, it may cause in diarrhea. It may cause skeletal disorder, because if you add more excessive oil in feeding ration for the dogs, the longer duration will supply more vitamin D synthesis, which causes the decalcifications and skeletal disorder. Okay. Supplementation of mineral, I already mentioned about the mineral supplementation must be provided, especially it is calcium. And supplementation of vitamin. Okay, if you add more vitamin, it creates the toxicity. So never add so much vitamins in the dog ration. Okay, and it may causes the problem in poor growth or abnormal eye conditions due to the more supplementation of vitamin in dog diet. Meat and meat products. Okay, meat and meat products, you may supplement it to meat and meat products, but you have to maintain the level. Milk. Okay, this is very important. So in case of dog, you may not add more milk, because if you add more milk frequently, it causes the diarrhea. So it is important for dog. Frequently, you never supply the dog the milk. Be considered during the ration. See, pregnancy and whelping. You know what is whelping? Whelping pregnancy. Okay, pregnancy starts from the gestation. From mating to birth. This period is called the gestation period or pregnancy period. You already well known about this one. So what is whelping? Whelping, that means parturition. In case of the dog, it is called parturition or whelping. Okay. So false or pseudo-ruminant. Okay, sometimes it may happen. 5 to 40% conditions, it may happen the false or pseudo-ruminant. Okay, after mating, okay, the abdomen will be floppy, abdomen will be more enlarged, extend. But if you feel that, oh, maybe it is already pregnant, but sometimes due to hormonal imbalance, okay, you observe pregnancy, but it is called the false or pseudo-ruminant, because pseudo pregnancy, because of the hormonal imbalance. So you have to check if it is the concept oil, and then you have to check periodically. Detection of pregnancy after 4 to 5 weeks of mating. Okay, you may check the pregnancy status of dog. Okay, so some visual and special visual sign you may see, they feel or they show the layers of appetite, nausea, and the vomiting tendency they will have. And last 2 weeks they can halt along with their movement pregnancy, and we confirm the ultrasonic scanning. So ultrasonic scanning is very helpful for pregnancy test or pregnancy treatment. Care during pregnancy. So during the pregnancy, we may classify it into 3 categories: 3 weeks, 4.5 weeks, and final one is 5 weeks more. So here I mentioned what of caring and management I mentioned. So you may study from here. And it is very important that clean water must be applied frequently, and moderate exercise facility should be provided to those dogs, and must be kept in warm condition. And this is the whelping parturition. Already I mentioned about the parturition. So here the red mark the anorexia. You see, anorexia. Anorexia, that means the non-food materials, they are showing having the tendency to eat the non-food particles. Okay, so it is due to why it is happening, the anorexia. Anorexia, you may, the vices of the dog, one kind of vices, the anorexia. Okay, is the if the dog's weight is not standard, depending upon the age, sex. Okay, so because sex is, they have positive and negative correlation with the standard weight. So anorexia means that if it shows the less weight, uh, laggings behind the standard, and they are growing tendency to take some non-food particles around there, surrounding there. So it is called anorexia. So it is the big problem for the dog during the rearing. And during pasteurization for dogs, so first, which part will be first will come? So it will be, the head will come first. Head will come first. And if head will not come first during the pasteurization, I mean giving birth, okay, giving birth, so you must seizures, you must do the seizure of the dog. And when the dog will be ready for maturation, within 35 or 50 minutes, the first pups will come. And later, within 5 to 15 minutes, the other pups will be delivered. So the first pups will be delivered within 35 to 50, or within 1 hour will be delivered. And subsequently, later, 5 to 15 minutes later, other pups will be delivered. So as a veterinarian, you must know these conditions. And the whelping care. So pasteurization care. After pasteurization, the pups when will be ready. And very simple phenomena. You must read this, very simple. Okay, very simple, very simple. Okay. Now, what are the compositions of the dog milk? You see here, I made a comparison among the cow milk, goat milk, and beef milk. You see, the water percentage is lower, lower compared to cow milk and goat milk. You see, 75%. Okay. So on the other hand, you see here, protein percentage is remarkably higher in beef milk. You see, it is almost 11%. Fat also higher, but the sugar is lower compared to the cow milk and goat milk. Ash is mostly similar fashion among these three treatment or three categories. So in MCQ or in short question, maybe arise, you see the protein percentage, fat percentage 11 and 10. It is very important for quiz. Okay. Fostering, mother, fostering. What do you mean by fostering? Fostering, fostering, that means the false mothering. False mothering. If you have no mother, okay, you can hire a mother for rearing. It is called fostering. So sometimes if it is more than 7 or 8 puppies, so it is very difficult to maintain with one mother more than 8 or 9 or 10 puppies. So that's why we can hire the another beach for a fostering mother. So this is called fostering mother. So in case of the dog, it is very common and familiar words, familiar term, because the litter size is higher compared to all of other animals. So fostering mother, in case how you can do. Okay, if extra puppies you see, so you can rear in two processes. Number one, fostering mother, and second was the hand rearing. I mean that without fostering mother, manual rearing. I mean that by owners you can manage and you can rear. Okay, first one is fostering mother. Okay, we can hire a beach, and it may be okay. It will be continue up to 2 or 3 days. up to 3 days. So within 2 or 3 days, you have to provide some guidelines, you have to provide some care and extra management. So firstly, the fostering mother, you have to, that few drops of milk, you have to put it with that mother, and then the puppies will go for milking to the fostering mother. That they will get from here some smell, and the milky appears, milky environment they will get, and then you can rear. On the other hand, I mentioned that hand rearing. Okay, hand rearing by your hand, you can manage all of the puppies, extra puppies you can manage, no problem. So here I mentioned about the temperature, about the weeks, about the management, about the environment I mentioned to this slide. So this slides is also important. You may read after finishing my lecture, and I will give it soon. Post-weaning here about all of these phenomena, that is better to wean puppies at the 7 to 8 weeks of ages. And here you can feed 4 times daily and a liter of milk, and between 16 to 20 weeks you can cut down 3 times, but quantity should be adequate. And other management operation of puppy rearing, elimination of unwanted puppies. I mentioned already, if puppies is more, it is very difficult to maintain, it is difficult to manage. So that's why you can eliminate the unwanted puppies from this beach. And this process you can do the one step by lethal dose of nambutal. That it will do the, if you have a target, from this beach I have a target to get 5 puppies or 7 puppies. So you can apply a lethal dose of nambutal. It will act inside the abdomen, and here if you have a target to get 5 or 6 puppies, other will be destroyed, other will be okay.
সাথে সাথে লিঙ্ক দেন 10 মিনিট পরে আবার লিঙ্ক দেন
Link you said? Sorry, can you hear?
জি স্যার, মেবি স্যার আউটসাইড নয়েজ ছিল
আমার এখানে।
নো স্যার, মেবি স্যার স্টুডেন্ট স্যার।
Okay, so the other management, clipping of the dew claw. Sometimes it creates problem. It creates the problem. So you have to clip. Docking. Docking is also important. So docking must be done, because if you do the docking, it is easy to handle. It is easy to manage everything. Handling of dogs. Maybe later I will discuss about the handling of the animals in next classes. Nail clipping. Few days interval you have to do the clipping of the nail. Teeth cutting also important, and we are doing this practice. Now the vaccination schedule. So I think that the medicine courses, they will be assigned this type of vaccination schedule, and I think maybe it is not necessary to these courses, but as a managemental practices we recommended to follow the vaccination schedule for the dog. So you see here what type of diseases are frequently happening occurring in the dog rearing sectors. You see the canine distemper is very common diseases for dog. Canine distemper, but other rabies, leptospirosis, they are common, but very common is the canine distemper. Here you see the vaccination schedule, almost 6 to 8 weeks primary, and booster is 4 weeks later. And all routes, all the routes you may see subcutaneous or injection, okay, and repetition annually. So it is not recommended to follow these courses, but you have to know about the vaccination schedule of dog rearing. Vices in dogs. So dogs have some vices. So vices, what do you mean by vices? Vices are the bad habits that are associated with any organism, any animals during the rearing and managemental practices. So vices. So dogs have some common vices. Aggressiveness. Some dogs are very aggressive, but you have to be trained up by gradually you have to train with a short time, something like this way. Unwanted barking and howling. Okay, you see some dogs are very shouting, they are very annoying, howling. So you have to manage or you have to train up them with periodically train up. And thieving. Okay, some dogs have a bad tendency to steal. Sometimes they stole just like from your corridor, from your home, everything. But you have to overcome this problem with supply of adequate food. And cannibalism is very important. Sometimes the bitch or adult dog, they bite their puppies also, and also they bite the owners and surrounding the people. But if you see, this bird is very dangerous in terms of cannibalism, must be separated and well trained, and then it will be possible to overcome this species. Coprophagia. So coprophagia is the one type of vices, Coprophagia, that means either he or she eat his own feces. So it is very bad vices. And under this category, not only classified as the dog, but also other, just like, sometimes you see this for rabbit also, and horses also, and the pig also. They are familiar with the coprophagy. So you have to always clean the doors, always clean the kennel during your management. Otherwise, it is impossible or quite difficult to overcome these problems. So thank you all. And due to short time, and I have one more classes at 5. So even though we are every time we are how can I say, we are facing some problems. So this is all about the today's class. So please recap all the classes and all the lectures. Should you please check all the lectures? Today lectures, please check. If you have any questions, please let me know. I will try to answer. Okay. And consent, I'm giving the consent to Abu Taher and Samia. So
जी
did
सर
you take the screenshot of the participant?
जी सर
Yes, sir. Yes.
So how much students are here?
सर
53. 53.
Where the
55
students?
students.
Where the rest students? Can you tell me?
টোটাল হচ্ছে 76 স্যার, এখানে সর্বোচ্চ ছিল দেখলাম 56, 55, 56.
So what's the problem?